Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are back. This is the challenge 37, episode 14, Spies, Lies, and Allies. So this episode was really good. I think really to me, this is like the season is starting actually.
This
Because
episode
it
was
was,
good.
huh?
You think this episode was good?
I thought it was good. I thought it had like, I don't know, maybe good is not the right word. I just thought it had more action than usual. Like these episodes have been just like slow and very, very much like not
Mm,
interesting. And I thought this episode had at least something. I don't know. So when the episode comes on, everybody come back from elimination. Um, Corey just went home and Logan has taken Kyle's spot on the Sapphire team. Nelson mentions to Logan that he is not mad about the fact that Logan went against the Ruby Truce and decided to switch teams. He said he don't hold it against him. And he asked him, "Is it because Corey picked you?" And yeah, and Logan was like, "Yeah, like he picked somebody else on his team. Why would I stay with that team?" So that's what Logan's rationale was. Even though I think he would have did it anyway, but I guess it's good to have an excuse. um,
I'm saying that it
huh?
just makes it easier for me to say your name.
Yeah,
Like it's just all about excuses.
yeah,
The episode was
and
full.
it was this episode. I don't know. So I really enjoyed Amanda this episode. She was great. Like, what would they do without Amanda in this season?
Okay,
Nothing. Huh?
I'll say,
Yeah, Amanda was really great this episode. So after they come back from elimination and everything, we do get a scene of what am I trying to say? We do get a scene of Josh and Amanda talking. And basically Amanda says, like, she don't know if she going down. She don't know if Ruby's gonna win. So she's just like, if I had to pick, I would want to come to Ruby. I'm sorry. She said if she has to pick, she wants to come to Emerald. She said she wants to come to Emerald. And she's like, who do you like basically who should I pick type of thing. And he says he really wants to run with KC. Him and KC are friends. He really wants to run with KC. And so then she kind of tells him, so is it Nani or Tori? And he says, well, I really want to run with Nani. I want to run with Nani and KC, so Tori. So basically I think he left Tori out of his people that he would save. So you telling me Tori? Basically, Amanda says, if I get a chance to come to Emerald, I'm coming. I'm sorry, I'm coming, and I'm coming to Emerald. And she's like, I'll take Tori's spot, if I have to pick.
so this comment. So I didn't like. So everybody tried to make it seem like Amanda backed Josh into a corner when she
She did
didn't.
not. He
Is
said
that
it.
Josh literally said, I don't feel comfortable having this conversation with you because you're going to throw it back in my face, da 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 da. Yet he continued to have the conversation with her. So it's like, you can't say, I feel like Josh was just being messy. He didn't
Yeah.
realize what he was doing and he shot himself in the foot. And then he tried to backpedal later on. Like, no, you can't say this and then try to backpedal, which
Yeah.
like I said, this is the third time he did this. Like, you did it with Fessy. Granted, it was more like that one could have been like de-escalated. You did it with Corey, and now you're doing it with Amanda. Because, like he said, I'm so close to a final. So he's trying to do whatever he got to do to be. Basically, he's being selfish, and that's no bueno in my book. Like, like if you're gonna play the game, at least stand to your truth.
Yeah.
And this is
I
what I
don't
said.
have yeah, I don't have a problem with them playing selfish. This game is for them. It's for money for them, for themselves and their families. So I don't have a problem with them being selfish. But like you said, if you're gonna play this game and do what you're doing, be do it. Don't like get in there and lie straight to my face. Like, I mean, yeah, you want to be sneaky, whatever. Be sneaky. You don't have to tell people your plans. But for you to just like spin this whole narrative and make it seem like Amanda pulled like she forced me to say it. No, she was
Yeah,
just like, I'm coming to Emerald if I can.
yeah.
So who should I take? and he didn't say your name, Tori. So it had nothing to do with me. But
That's
yeah,
why Amanda, like I said, Amanda, and once again, this episode 1 brownie points for me because it's like she said exactly one, you brought this conversation up, I didn't, and then two, this is literally what you said. So now that I'm telling people is, oh, everybody trying to come for me, and I'm supposed to stay on a team that's clearly not winning. Like y'all got me
yeah,
fucked up.
yeah. So after they have that conversation, then we go to another conversation about switching teams between Big T, Logan, and CT. And Big T says that if she gets a chance and she wins elimination, she would like to switch over to Ruby. I'm sorry, she would like to leave Ruby and switch over to Sapphire. And I just don't understand what is happening. First of all, if you win, why would you want to switch over to Sapphire? I mean, Sapphire is a good team too, but why wouldn't you switch over to Emerald? It just makes no sense. And when they asked her, they're like, "Why would you switch over to us? We only have four. We only have 4 people. Why wouldn't you switch over to the team that keeps winning and that has 6 people?" And she says because she doesn't want to make Devin upset. Then I agree with CT. So you want me to be upset? Like what? What kind of hold does Devin and Josh have over these people? It's crazy this season. It is actually kind of crazy. Like, but Josh knows somebody on producers. He know an executive producer,
I've
somebody
been
they
told
friends,
you this.
friends there, because literally this season has been about trying to paint Josh in this narrative. Granted,
I told you this. I literally told
yeah,
you at the
stop it.
start of the season that
Yeah.
I don't know where I heard it from. Either it was an interview or I feel like I heard it on the podcast where the producer was like, "We like Josh. He stirs up good drama, but we don't think people understand Josh the way we do. So that's why we keep bringing him back." Like production loves Josh. Like
They are really out here making this the Josh show. And this season is the best that Josh has ever looked. Probably because of the concerted effort that they are making to make us like him. And so I do
yeah,
have to say this season, I'm like, oh, okay, Josh is not as bad. But again, I don't want to see Josh as a focal point every episode.
yeah.
I have started to like him, but they're gonna make me not like him again if they keep trying to force feed me this Josh show. I don't want to see it every episode.
So I think as far as like I still don't like Josh, period. This season just made it even worse for me, honestly, because it's having that adverse effect. Like Josh was still irritating before, but he like this season made him tolerable. But his actions are really showing me why I don't like Josh. It's because he don't stand in his truth. He's always backpedaling and trying to make people feel sorry for him. And like, just be honest. Like, you don't have to lie. You're literally backstabbing your friends for what? A final that you're not gonna make and a final that you're not gonna win. Like
I don't. I don't. Yeah, okay.
but make it make sense. What are you doing? Like y'all can, because it's like it's the same thing with Casey. It's like she doesn't need to be the focus of every episode to get her point across. Like
I
she's
don't.
able to
Yeah.
speak her truth in confessionals at least.
I'm gonna say, is she? Is she able to speak her truth?
She's
Casey don't
confession
say nothing.
thugging.
Yeah, she is a confession thug. She don't say nothing in front of nobody. When
But
she
her
give that
work
confession, she'd be like, say what you want, Bettina, whatever you say, Amanda. And I'm like, did you say that to her face?
Yeah,
Like,
but it's like with KC though, everybody knows if Casey gets to a final, like people know Casey winning, she's making it to the final. Like her work, her athleticism and just her track record just is better than Josh already in the 3 seasons she did.
yeah.
CT is just not doing it for me this season.
I still like CT. I think he is playing. He is really one. He is one.
He's not doing anything either. So it's like
But
literally
that's CT. He is playing his same game he's always played. He be chilling, living off of his reputation until it's time to work. He rests really until them last final weeks. The last week of this whole thing, then he'd be like, okay, rest it up. He'd be like, be right back, quick snack, because I'm about to win the final. He don't have to do much. I spent 10 years doing much. Now this last 10 years, I don't have to do anything. Be afraid of me, and then I'm gonna show up at the final and take it. That's really the way he plays the game, and I think this is on par. And I don't care.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
But I mean, this is
I like
actually
CT, but at the same time, it makes everybody else scared. Like, you can't, like, I don't know. You just can't, because again, as CT goes to a final, we know off bat he's 9 times out of 10 winning. So it's like y'all already setting him up because nobody's gonna go against him in elimination. And even if they did, it wouldn't be by choice. He would literally like it's just
So okay, so let's go to the daily challenge. This challenge, first of all, they really promoting Top Gun. They've been promoting Top Gun on all these dang on shows. I was watching Bachelorette. They showed up on the Bachelorette. I'm not going to see Top Gun, but they were promoting Top Gun. So the challenge this episode was them in these, I guess, are they called fighter jets? I don't know. Like in these like jets, and the jet is sinking into the water, and the whole team will be buckled in. They have to unbuckle themselves and find all these puzzle pieces in the jet. Once they get all the puzzle pieces, they have to swim them over to shore, and someone has to put the sequence of the puzzle together. And once they do that, then the timer's cut off. So I thought it was a good challenge. I thought the challenge was pretty good. Again, the challenges are unfair because we have to find puzzle pieces. Emerald has 6 people. Emerald has 6 people looking for puzzle pieces, and we have 4.
But I feel like this one, yeah, they have more people, but we saw exactly like even with.
I mean, we saw that we saw what happened, but that was despite of it, not because of, you know what I mean? That was because we were so good at it. But even if we was at equal, you still ahead of me. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but they had to find the puzzle pieces, and it was a pretty straightforward challenge. Ruby had some trouble. They fell apart a little bit. They timed out, so they were we knew they were at the bottom. And Emerald did okay. They took a little bit of time because they couldn't find one of their puzzle pieces. Sapphire ended up winning, and Emmy found the missing puzzle piece, and they could not find. Emmy came through with the missing puzzle piece, which is really good. And like I said, it's in spite of the fact that they have 4 people, because Emerald had 6 people looking, and Sapphire was able to win. This show is just really unfair. That's why I say so many things set up to make Josh be in the final, or that team to keep them sticking together. I just want to understand the thought process of the producers and people that came up with the format of this game, of this season. The season format doesn't make sense. It's not fair. It just doesn't make sense. So later, when they were partying at the club or whatever, we get more Amanda scenes, and Amanda decides to kind of confront the Emerald girls, because they're just sitting pretty. They're not worried. Amanda sees Big T and all the Emerald girls sitting together, and she's like, look at them, they're not even worried. She's talking to Ashley. Ashley says, you should say something. And Amanda is like, I just like Amanda because if she got something to say to you, she said it to your face. She is not in confessionals just talking about you. She's telling you to your face. Like, so Amanda goes up to them like, what are they talking about? She did kind of come off hot, like, especially if they wasn't saying anything. But I also feel like they're just super cocky, and it's crazy. They have as many wins as Amanda. So I don't like the Emerald in general's energy of like cockiness at all. But let's go ahead to deliberation. In deliberation, for the first time, Sapphire is at the head of the table, and Ruby and Emerald have to have the discussion about who should be put up. So basically, Amanda says straight out, if I get thrown in, I'm going to pick someone on the Emerald cell. I'm not coming back to Ruby, which is very straightforward. This will benefit my game. I'm going to do that. And everybody on Emerald is like, why would you do that? What do you like? What do you mean? Why would I do that? Devin's like, that's very selfish of you.
Yeah.
Correct. Like, correct. It's selfish of me. I'm playing for myself, not you. So if I was playing for you, then maybe I wouldn't do that. But since I am playing for myself, Devin, correct. So I don't understand.
It didn't like make logical sense for me when they was talking to her. She's like, so y'all want me to stay on a losing team so y'all can win.
Yes, they was like,
So
basically, we
y'all can
want
stay
you.
together.
Yes, we want you to keep losing, Amanda, so that we can win this. This is our only opportunity to win. So stay losing. I was like, what are you guys saying? Do you even hear yourself talking? Well, Josh kind of brings up how he has people he wants to save, blah blah. And Amanda's like, well, since you brought it up, you told me if I had to pick, I could pick Tori. And he's kind of like deflecting, kind of like he didn't say it like that. Basically, it happened a different way. Basically, I said I really want to run with KC. It was like, no, you said you want to run with KC and Nani, and you didn't mention Tori. Again, I don't really know why you want to run with Nani because she doesn't have like a track record.
Track record is not
You
good.
said what?
I said it's been proven time and time again that her track. I don't know how she keep making it to finals. Like I don't.
Just like this, she has.
Well,
friends.
I know how she's making it, but it's just like, why are y'all protecting her? Like she's not giving anything that y'all need.
Yeah, and yeah, and so while the Sapphire team, CT in particular, doesn't want to take direct shots at the Emerald team by sending one of them down, they do want that team to be broken up. And Amanda says she won't come to our team and break us up. So we're gonna take the person who will go to a different team, because if they pick Big T says she's coming here, and they didn't want Big T. So Amanda is the only logical option for them. So at the end of deliberation, they decide to throw Amanda in, which is what she wanted. So the whole time, Amanda's mad because Amanda and Josh are friends, and Josh is really Josh is really trying to play her and make it seem like she is the one that's making it up that he said Tori's name. And even Tori, when she speaks to Josh is agreeing with her, like, yeah, that's shady. I it's like you said it.
That's what I said. That's why I be wanting. They need to set up the aftermath to have all the key players there, because I need an Amanda there. I didn't need the whole Emerald team there for this aftermath. I needed Amanda there, and I needed Tori there, and Josh there. That's the main three I needed, because I want to know how Tori. I guess we'll find out at the reunion.
How Tori felt about seeing what actually happened.
Yeah. And I feel like even at the reunion, they don't be. See, that's why I need to host the reunion, because they don't be asking the right questions. They be trying to PC about it. Like, no. So, Tori, how did you feel when you found out that Josh lied to your face and told Amanda to give you up? Like,
told Amanda to give you up.
Aftermath, Devin's explanation for it behind was, we didn't want her to choose us, because why go for the people that's been protecting you the whole game? And Nani co-signing, like, we carried Amanda. They're carrying you too. Like,
carried Amanda where? How did you carry Amanda? What exactly did they do for Amanda?
Exactly.
I don't understand that. We were in a bet truce. We weren't picking bets for half. We wasn't picking bets for half the game. So who did you even carry? This was just what we were doing. And so then once we did start picking bets because of y'all messed up the truth, you just didn't pick her because it didn't benefit you. So what are you even talking about?
Yeah, and again, Nani, they're carrying you. You are the person who's carried. Like, don't say somebody else is being carried when you're literally being carried yourself.
Yes, exactly. I agree. Let's go to elimination. They called down Amanda, and she's debating. She said she wanted to see the elimination first before she decided who she was going to pick, whether she was going to pick Tori or Big T, whether she was going to pick Tori or Big T. In the end, it looks like it's like a wall with like pegs on it. So she decides to pick Big T, which for her, I think, is a smarter option. So the elimination, like I said, there's like a giant wall, and it has like holes. I think it was about 6 or 7, maybe 6 or 7 holes going up, and they were like pegs, basically locks, like giant locks. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so basically, they had to climb up each peg and spin it to unlock it and pull it out, and keep spinning it to unlock it until you can pull it out fully to climb on top of it to go to the next peg. And then once you get up to the top, you have to take a leap of faith and ring the bell, and whoever rings the bell first wins. Um, it
This
was
people faith thing is getting kind of redundant already.
That's how they're gonna finish the challenge. They're like, you take a leap of faith to get to $1 million. That's how it's gonna go. But like I said, she picked Big T, and so they get started. And Amanda comes out to an early lead. She just Big T was going pretty fast, so the slot to unlock was pretty small and skinny. So if you were going fast, you could miss it, which we could see. That the camera showed us the Big T, I feel like missed it a couple times. But Amanda took took her time to go like super slow to make sure she didn't miss the lock. So she was on like her third peg by the time Big T got one. And then from there, Amanda was always about 2 or 3 ahead. Yeah, at one point they were almost neck and neck, but Amanda pulled ahead. At the end of this challenge, Amanda won, um, which was pretty good. I was glad Amanda won. I
Yeah.
like Big T, so it's just that for the game that I would like to see that would be entertaining, I would want Amanda to stay because Amanda is willing to shake up this
Yes.
nonsense yeah, she's willing to shake up the house and do things against what Emerald is telling everybody to do. So I
Yeah.
appreciate Amanda staying more at this point. So Amanda stays and Big T loses, and so they basically say goodbye to Big T. But then as Big T's leaving, TJ gets this look on his face, um, and he tells Big T to come back. Oh, we missed the whole part. I'll go back to it. I'll go back to it. We missed the whole thing. I forgot to mention that during deliberation when Sapphire came back in, Ashley was missing. We as the audience didn't know anything that happened. We were like, where's Ashley? She was gone. And so at the end of this episode, um no, at the end of this episode, Sapphire only has 3 people. Um and now with Big T leaving, Ruby will only have 3 people. Or two people or 3 people.
Too.
Who was it? Nelson and who?
Nelson and Kyle and Big T and Amanda was both in the
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Big T left until okay, so Big T left, they would have 3 people because they were switching the girls or whatever. But because Ashley has left the show, we haven't gotten the explanation or anything. They're down a person. So TJ calls Big T to come back, even though she was eliminated, calls her to come back, and he says like we're missing the person. Basically, we're missing the person. Ruby is down. Well, Sapphire is down 1, and to even it out, basically, he's gonna give you another chance. So Big T is given a second chance, and he tells her to rejoin her team. And this, like I said, this is because Ashley left early. Um, okay, so now Amanda's left because Big T doesn't get to choose because she didn't win, so she just goes back to her original team. But Amanda still gets to choose what team she's going on, and just like she said, true to her word, she decides to take Tori's spot. So she joins the Emerald team, and Tori gets put on the Ruby team. Nelson and Kyle are really happy because Tori is a strong competitor, and Amanda is now on the Emerald team, which I am so glad. Frankly, I just want her to throw every mission. Frankly, I don't think she will.
The way they talked about it in the aftermath, they was like, basically the Emerald team went down here when Amanda got on it without saying too much. So I'm pretty sure. And then the CT choo choo train about to come because they about to boom. And I feel like I think it's Josh's Devin. I think they're gonna be down there next week.
We'll see. I'm ready because I cannot root for a team that is like is winning like that. Like, not that I don't want people, you know what I mean? Like, if you're winning fairly and you're just so good, whatever.
But they
But
were more likable than
yeah, they're
they
not
were.
likable. Maybe somebody else out there like the Emerald team as a whole. And it's not the people on the Emerald team. It's just like
Them as a
them,
whole.
yeah, them collectively coming together and being just cocky and like, please don't break us up because we want to win. So I'm gonna break you up. What are you saying to me? What are you saying? It just makes no sense. Thank you guys for watching our review. Thanks for tuning into our channel, and we will see you on our next video. Peace.